Hi everybody, it's Leah. Welcome to the Trillium Creative. Thanks for coming to my channel. Today we're going to do a little bit different video than I've done before. One of my favorite YouTubers to watch is Rachel at Roxy Creations, and she is once again doing the Roxy's weekly challenge. I've been watching the videos and inspired by some of the ideas that she's already put out there. And these are not necessarily new projects or ephemera pieces, but they're ones that I either haven't done before or haven't done in a long time. So I thought I'd bring you along. Today I have a couple digitals. This is a great project to use digitals for because, like in this example, I did not print on the back, so they're very white on the back, but this project you're not going to see that so once you're finished. So I've already got some prepped, but I wanted to show you real quick how to make the base, and I'm just going to show a couple examples, and then if you want to see some more, you can go check out Rachel's video or some of the others that are joining in on the challenge. So what we're going to be making today is a tall, somewhat skinny envelope. I've also seen these called coin envelopes, except that typically they're a little bit smaller. So this is a little bit different. As you can see, I have not figured out how to print borderless on my printer, so I have some white edges that I need to take care of. And then this particular digital is, like, I feel like it's a one direction kind of print, and so this one will end up being a little bit shorter envelope. So what I'm going to start off, I was going to mention too, this is a printable from Louisa Heinzel. I think it was a freebie that she put out there Christmas of 2021, I think. And then this one was part of a kit that I got from Roxy Creations. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to put set this one aside. We're going to put the print down, and then on this one we're going to make the tall envelope. So we're going to fold towards the middle. And then I'm doing this before I trim off the white edges because I feel like I don't need to trim off all the white edges, possibly. Yeah. So you're going to fold towards the middle, but you want the two edges to overlap, if you see that, so that you can glue them together. So I'm going to go ahead and fold that. And I forgot to mention, if you want to do this project, you're probably going to need, we're definitely going to need some scissors. You may also want a bone folder, or you can just use the back of your scissors, the handle of your scissors. And you're going to want glue. If you want to go ahead and decorate them, you will want, focal points and things like that to use to decorate. So, okay, so that's overlapping fairly even. We're not measuring here, we're just guesstimating. So the way that I folded this, however, is I'm going to need to overlap it a little bit if I'm going to remove that white edge. So it overlaps a little bit more. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to cut the edge off because that's what's easy and handy. And this print just kind of has a rough edge already because it's like a vintage style document. So I'm not going to, and then we're going to do the bottom edge. I usually would just do this with my paper trimmer because it's a long straight edge, or I would use a ruler and tear it, but in this case I had my scissors handy. So okay, I'm going to go ahead and do the top one too. Of course, I'm not feel like I'm not cutting straight lines because I'm on camera. Okay, so there's our base. Now what we're gonna do, so that still overlaps there. And we can always ink the edges if we want to get rid of more of the white. But then you're going to fold up the bottom just a little bit. And then I want to make sure that this is going to fit in most of my journals. So I'm going to measure just to make sure that it's within that range. Generally, my journals are no taller than 8 inches. So we're going to do about 7 inches there. And then that's going to be the top flap. So then what you want to do is open it back up, and you're going to cut out the corners here. And so this is going to be the top flap. So I'm going to angle in just a little bit. And then I'm going to angle, this is going to be the top. So you want to have enough space to put things into the envelope. So I'm going to angle that one as well. And then just do the same on the other side. And I'm just eyeballing this. I'm not measuring or using a template. And then do that corner. And then on the bottom, you're going to cut out the corners as well. We're going to angle just a little bit on the bottom flap. And then we don't really need to angle a whole lot on this side of the flap. Okay, so then I have all these scraps. So then we're going to make sure it still folds in properly. That folds up like that. And then we've got our flap. Now, if you feel like the flap is too long, depending where you folded it at, you can always trim that, or you can fold it under. I'm just going to leave this one for now. And then I want to go ahead and show you the shorter one. So again, we're going to put print side down. And then we're going to fold towards the middle. Actually, you can see that print overlaps there. And I must have cut crooked. I'm going to go ahead and fold there. And then we're going to do a short flap on this one. So fold the bottom up a little bit. Try to get it somewhat even. And then I'm just going to do, like I said, a shorter, maybe a little bit longer than that, flap like that. And then the same thing, you're going to cut out the corners. I feel like that angle was a lot bigger, so that may need some adjustment there. But okay. So then we have, so this one overlaps more than the other ones do. Yeah, that flap is very wonky. So let's try to even out the other side a little bit. Still not quite the same, but it's better. Okay, so that's one. So we have 2 here. I'll show you how to glue them. It's very easy. I'm going to use my Tombow glue for this. Again, sorry for the glare, but it already has what they call a pen tip on one end. So it'll do a thin, why am I flipping it around? Okay, so we're gonna do just the inside edge and then the outside edge of this one. And then hopefully that when it overlaps, that is enough to hold it together. And you don't want to get too much glue on there, but otherwise you may have seepage and then it glues your envelope shut. So gotta be careful about that. And then I'm just going to do the bottom edge of the flap here. And there you have it. Now, these are good bases to have in your stash, and you can always decorate them later as you go to use it in a journal, or you can go ahead and decorate them now. Let's do this flap first. So Rachel over at Roxy's Creations, she's giving herself a challenge, setting herself a timer of for 40 minutes and then doing the whole process, you know, just seeing how many she can get done in that amount of time. Like I said, I've gone ahead and pre-made some, so, and then, but I wanted to show you just, you know, briefly how to make the envelope itself, and then we will decorate a couple. For some reason my glue doesn't want to come out. Whoops. Is that even? No, it's not. I don't usually have this problem with Tombow. It's probably something clogged in my... It doesn't want to stand up. Clogged in the tip there. Okay, so make sure it still opens. And then we have that one. And depending on the paper that you use, like this is really pretty just by itself, I think. But you can add decorations to it too. So like I said, I've pre-made several. Some of them I didn't fully cut, but you can make them out of all sorts of papers. I've got other digital prints here. I've got some ledger paper. This is a little bit thinner than some of the printables because I print on a slightly thicker paper. This is more like the weight of like regular copy paper or printer paper. This is some resume paper. You might be able to see the little emblem down there. I bought a kit at the thrift store, but I like the texture on it, so I thought I'd try that. I also have some scrapbook paper. This is just map print paper. You can see. I think I got it at, on clearance at Hobby Lobby. So that's a good one too. And you can see on this one, I was thinking the flat was too long, so I folded it under. But I haven't glued those yet, so maybe we'll go ahead and do that one. You can do different closures if you want to, or the way that Rachel was going to use hers, she was going to put this flap over a page. So this is not a great example. I don't have a journal next to me, so I'm just going to use this magazine. But basically, here's your page, and then you just hook it over the top. And you can clip it, or I think she was just going to clip it over the top. So you can decorate here if you want to, but the main part that you want to, or that I'm going to decorate anyway, is this side. All right, so what do I want to use? So I have some of these little pages. They came in a kit that I bought. I can't even remember where I got it from. I bought it online somewhere. And so there's a bunch of vintage looking papers, which are kind of cool. I also have larger pieces too, but I also have some doily and some dictionary page that I stenciled on. I also have this cool paper. I don't know what it's called, but my mom gave it to me. She used to be a typist, and like back in the day when they had, they actually used typewriters, and she had to do type on carbon, like do carbon copies of them, and this was the paper that they would put over the carbon page, I believe. And so she thought it was cool paper, so she had kept it for all these years. She hasn't done that since I think I was a little kid, and I'm in my 30s now. So, but she held on to it because it was cool, and she gave me some of it. So I think I'm going to use that, unless there's something in here that I like. That's kind of cool with the airplane on it. Do we like that? I don't know. Some like graph paper. That'd be good for journaling. I don't know if I want to journal directly on the envelope though. And this is kind of fun because it's like transparent. I think I'm going to do some of this. I'm going to go ahead and use my glue stick. So I just use these old magazines, or they're not really old, but, and then I like to use my Scotch-Crate glue stick for this sort of thing. You'll see others like gluing on old book pages or other pages, and it's just so that you can get to the very edge of whatever you're gluing without getting your desk messy. Okay. Ooh. And then you get gluey fingers. Okay, that's kind of cool. What else? Do we want a little bit of packing paper? Maybe? This is really cool packing paper. It's got a cool texture on it. So let's maybe kind of like that. Let's do it. I try not to overthink these things too much. It's very easy for me to do. So that's why when I see something I like, I just go ahead and go for it as much as possible. See how that's kind of a cool texture. Okay, so now we need something like, excuse me, maybe some labels. It's a nice big label. I have so much stuff in here. I've got Shabby Debbie Doodah labels, and I think these were hers too, like word definitions. I've got Tracy Fox labels. It's kind of, I like that, but I don't know if it's for this one. I've got Roxy Creations labels. That's what this is, I think, and this one. And then I've got little tea bag labels from my tea that I drank. I've got all sorts of stuff, which then makes it kind of hard to find. Do we want a round one instead? No, I don't like that one as well. Okay, we're going to go with this. And then I'm going to just ink it. And I probably will ink the edge of the envelope itself too. This is something that's totally optional. It's really up to you. You know, if you don't have inks, that is totally fine too. I like it sometimes because it seems to add a pop of, well, it kind of defines the edges of whatever you're inking. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that down because I like that there. And then maybe we'll get some birds or butterflies or something like that out. Somewhat straight. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and ink the envelope too while I'm at it. Sorry if I'm shaking the table. I have a standing desk, and I found myself leaning on the desk, and then just, you know, kind of shakes when I'm doing this. I really like this scrapbook paper. I mean, I love map pages anyway, and I do have an old atlas that I found at the thrift store that has these really cool, like really large pages. They're really nice, like really nice and thick pages, like almost cardstock weight. But I think it's a little much for this. Maybe the edges here. Sorry if I'm shaking the desk again. I forget. And then I'm just going to do the inside edge here since it's so kind of stark white. And you're really not going to see this much, but just to kind of take the edge off a little. Okay. Now we need something here, I think. I just wanted to get my trays of birds and butterflies and whatnot. So do we want something like this? Or do we want something actually cut out? That doesn't seem big enough. Do we have bigger ones? It doesn't fit right on there. Oh, here's one. Kind of like the blue. Maybe. It's a good contender. Oh, I also have some of these die cuts. It's too small, Oh, I like the color on that one. I don't feel like that one fits, so. You need really, like, large things for this. Okay, let's see if maybe a butterfly works better. God, I had some large butterflies in here. I kind of want blue, though. Maybe. I feel like there's still, we're still going to need something else, I think. I really like this one. I feel like the colors on that one go really well with this. This is the hard part, right? The deciding, finding the perfect thing to go with it. Okay, so these are contenders. Do we like? I feel like the giant butterfly is too much for to go with the bird. I don't know. I kind of like the colors of that bird better. Okay, okay. We're just going to go with it. Ink it. Okay, I'm going to make sure because, okay, I had this happen the other day. Yep, there's 2 there. They get stuck together. And I didn't notice until I glued it on, and it was like it wasn't sticky. It looked like it was popping up off the page, and I was like, what is going on here? That's what it was. There's 2 stuck together. And I had already inked it and everything. And then glued it down. The top layer came off. So these die cuts are kind of glossy. So they don't take ink as well as like regular paper. But they do still take it for the most part. Okay. So we like that. Do we want anything else? How does that? Does it go like that? Or do we want it at an angle? I kind of like the angle better. Okay, I'm going to try my Tombow glue with this. I haven't tried my Tombow glue on these, but it's usually pretty good with stiffer things. Got gluey fingers now. I don't want glue all over the top of the bird. Okay, I'm liking that. I still feel like it needs something else though. You know, there's some rule with, you know, 3s and stuff. Some design rule. Maybe we want a smaller butterfly. I don't know about that. Maybe some flowers. It's very pink. That could be nice. And then what did I do with? Maybe something like this to balance off the... Yeah, I like that. Okay. We're going to ink this one. I got a lot of these die cuts as a gift, and I've really been enjoying using them recently. Come on, Tombow. Okay, and then just this label. Apparently I've left my glue without the lid on for a little too long. I'm just going to tuck that label under the bird just a little bit, or under the leaf. All right, so there's our first one. And then, you know, as an envelope, you can tuck things in there like tags, or even just a folded up piece of parchment paper or something to journal on later. Yeah. Okay. I I didn't want this to be a super long video, and I don't, so I'm not going to decorate another one on camera, but I'm going to show you a couple of the other ones that I did the other day. So this is another one. This actually was the one where I had two stacked together, but that was a printable as well, with a doily on it. And then we have the ledger paper, and I just used an owl on there with some of the packing paper and a little scrap of doily, some stamped things, and then we have that one with some labels and mushroom. I can't remember exactly where the mushroom came from. It was from a kit, either from Tracy Fox or Roxy Creations. I'll make sure to put all the links below. And then these labels are from Tape and Twine, which is an account that I found on Instagram, actually. She sells a lot of vintage things on Etsy, but then she also has some printables. And this was like her botanical labels or something like that. But I'll make sure to put a link below too. And then a die cut there. So I have a few, and then I have a bunch of blank ones that I think I'm going to put in my to-do box and then just decorate them as I need to use them in journals, just so I can kind of, you know, decorate them as the journal needs. So yeah, there's one idea. This is Roxy Creations Weekly Challenge, and I cannot remember the number, like what week it was, but I'll make sure to put it in the description or in the title. So there's a playlist on YouTube that you can go watch all of the videos, the Roxy Creation challenge videos, not only Rachel's videos, but also other people that are doing the challenge. And it's been really cool to see everybody's different takes on these projects. And I highly encourage you to try it out for yourself as well. All right, well, that's it for now. I will see you in the next video. Bye.